My name is Chapreese Pennington-Willis, and I have a dirty little secret. It's here. But before I share it, I want to tell you a story. So, I currently work as a career advisor at a university, and I started out as an admission counselor. One day, I'm talking to this student, and he is adamant that he is not going to apply. Now, if you know me, you'd know that I like a challenge. So I saw this as an opportunity. I wanted to get to know more about this guy on the other line. As we talked, I started to realize that he really wanted to go back to school. But there was just one thing standing in his way: shame. Shame because he had tried this before and couldn't finish. And now, here he was, facing the one thing that he had put aside for so many years. I want to take a step back for a moment and talk about why people start or not start or don't finish school. In my line of work, I've heard it all. It costs too much money, they don't have enough time, or for some reason they feel like it'll be too hard, AKA, I'm not smart enough. As I'm sitting here talking to this gentleman, helping him figure out how to make school work for him, it hit me. I was talking to myself too. See, I was that person. Don't get me wrong. Growing up, I did well in school. I knew I was going to college, and I dreamed of earning my master's degree. I was also fortunate enough to have family who supported me throughout this goal. But when I got to college, things changed. After my freshman orientation class, I thought I knew it all. So I never reached out to my counselor. I didn't reach out to anyone. But then, after each term passed, my grades got worse and worse. I started to feel bad about myself, and that's when the shame grew. By my junior year, I was ready to drop out. Now, I need you to know this about me. Chapreese Pennington-Willis does not quit. No questions asked, I will do what I have to do to get what I have to get. I've always been that way, and that's who I am, and I'm proud of that. But 5 little letters, SHAME, almost got the best of me. Now, I was blessed. My husband, then boyfriend, convinced me to keep going. He pushed me to go back to my counselor, you know, the one I didn't talk to for all those years. So I go back to my counselor, and I immediately start crying. It's scary to say this out loud. I felt dumb. I had always loved school, and I was thinking, what's wrong with me? I had always done well, and I'm like, what's the problem now? I didn't know it then, but at that moment, that was my first step to overcome shame. Brené Brown has a quote: "Shame cannot survive empathy." And that's what my counselor gave me. She heard me, she saw me, and thankfully, she talked me off the ledge. Together, we came up with a plan, I followed it, and I graduated. There was just one catch. Because I struggled so much in the beginning, my grades weren't where they needed to be, not for a master's degree. So let's fast forward 22 years later. I'm working at this university and have this amazing tuition benefit. Of course I want to enroll. But when I tell everyone that I'm going for a second bachelor's degree, they start asking all these questions. Why are you getting another bachelor's degree? Why are you not getting a master's? I freeze. Shame comes back again. Now, on the outside, I had no reason to feel shame. I was a successful person. I owned my own business. I had a bachelor's degree under my belt. I thought I've done all my other jobs well. I have nothing to feel bad about. But that's the thing about shame. It doesn't go away. If you want to beat it, you have to face it. As a mom, I realized it wasn't just for me either. In my house, getting a master's degree was non-negotiable. My husband got one, we pushed our daughter to get one, and now it was my turn. And trust me, they were not going to let me off the hook. Now's a good time to tell you how my family operates. And we'll start with one word: loser. To many of you, this may seem like a bad word, but for us, it's a term of endearment. See, we have a healthy sense of competition in our home. Our goal is never to humiliate, it is to motivate. So when we say loser, we're not saying you're not good enough. We're saying you're ready, it's your turn, go out and get it. I was the one loser in the house, the last person without a master's degree, who knew that I could get it, but just needed that push to help me along the way. But I also had convinced myself I couldn't do it. My husband finally said to me, "Chapreese, you don't know what you don't know if you don't ask." I'd spent so many years hiding and running from shame, but now I was ready to fight back. I was ready to show shame what I was made of. So I talked to my team lead. Now you know me. I start crying again. And as I tell her my whole story, she says to me, "Chapreese, don't worry. You're not the only person. Talk to an admissions counselor. They can help you." Go figure. But once again, shame rears its ugly head. I'm scared, embarrassed. You mean to tell me I have to tell someone else that I don't even know my whole story again? I do not want to do it. But then I think, I am the person that encourages people to do what they need to do so they can be who they need to be. How can I not do it myself? If I want to encourage my students to finish their education, I really need to make certain that I do what I need to do to finish mine. So I talked to an admissions counselor, and I'll never forget what she says to me. She says, "Chapreese, don't worry. We'll give you a second chance." And just hearing those words, I can't even tell you what it meant to me. But actually, I can. It meant to me what it meant to every student I had ever had on the other end of a phone call. I like to believe I transformed the lives of the students that I talked to, but in that moment, my life was transformed. After I applied, I was allowed into the master's program, but first under a provisional acceptance. I had to take 2 classes and pass with a grade of a C or better. This was a dream 22 years in the making. So I worked hard. I did everything I was supposed to do the first time around in the beginning of my bachelor's degree. There was no shame in my game now. I was ready to go. Today, I know I have what it takes. I know I can do the work. And I know that I'm smart enough. I can tell shame to go wherever it needs, and I can let that shame be gone so I can focus on my future and what I need to do. This is a big moment for me. I'm going to share something with you that I tried to hide for so long. Something that made me feel so small. This is my original transcript from college, 20 years ago. If you look closely, you can see my GPA, 2.261. I have never said that out loud. But that was it. That one little number weighed so heavy on my shoulders for so long. And although it's a part of my story, it is not my whole story. I worked hard to prove that I could do more. And I'm proud to say that after 19 months, I earned my master's in organizational leadership with a GPA of 3.86. So today, I can really tell my students I know what it's like and mean it. I can tell them you have what it takes and mean it. I can say you are the bomb and really mean it. And today, I offer that to you too. Don't let shame prevent you from getting the things that you want in life. In fact, make it bigger than you. Say it, name it, and share your goals, share your dreams, share your passions with others so they can help you along the way. Had I not talked to my husband, I might have dropped out. Had I not gone to my initial counselor, I might have given up. Had I not been given the chance by my university to just try, I would have not gone back. I'm telling you, I would have not gone back. And if I had talked or missed talking with my team lead or my admission counselor, I would have never found the courage to apply. My story was possible because it was co-written by each and every single person who believed in me. And because I was brave enough to let them see who I truly am. So I ask you, please, be the person who fights against shame. Name it. Bring it to light. Because when you refuse to let shame be your dirty little secret, nothing can hold you back. Thank you.